and welcome to Bookish Sisters Podcast. I'm Aly.
And I'm Jaime, and we are two sisters who love talking about books.
We would love it if you would follow us on our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel because it really helps us out.
All of the links are in our bio.
With that being said, we thought we would talk about some of our bookish pet peeves today.
And there's a lot of them.
There are. So starting with deckled edges.
Hard to read fonts.
Characters on the cover that have no faces.
Author photos that take up the entire back cover.
Series with numbers that are nowhere to be found.
Cracked spines and dog-eared pages.
And permanent stickers. Yep. And, reading hardcovers that have, with the jacket on.
Yes.
I always
That's
have to
so
take
annoying.
I know, I have
the jacket
to take
has
the
to be off.
Yeah, definitely.
So will you still buy a book, even if it has elements that you don't like?
Yes, especially if I'm dying to read a series. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. You won't have a matching set. It really bothers me when you have a book in a series and then you buy the next book and it doesn't match, whether it's a different cover style or a different height or hardcover versus paperback or something.
It's so annoying, but you have to do it sometimes.
I know, especially if you're in love with the series. Or, if I'm sent a special edition of book one, I know I'm not going to get a special edition of the rest of the series.
Yep.
So I just have to accept that I'm never going to have a matching set. And it's unfortunate, but it just has to happen sometimes. And then also, buying used, sometimes, you have to accept that it's not going to be in the best condition all the time.
I know, sometimes you just have to go with what's affordable and hope to upgrade later.
Yep, that's what you have to do, because sometimes it's I've been dying to read this. So you buy one and, it's got a cracked spine. I'll just have to upgrade later and be on the lookout.
I'll pipe, but I won't be happy about it.
Because I just like having it look so nice on the shelf, and you just can't always have that. Those are the books that get tucked behind other books on the shelf.
Just pretend it doesn't exist in the library. And it's reading only. It's not a shelf trophy. So listeners, we would love to hear your thoughts on this. Comment or leave a voice message letting us know what your bookish pet peeves are and if it would deter you from buying a book.
So, since we both hate deckled edges, why don't we start there?
Yes.
So we actually have an example of a deckled edges.
Deckled edges are uneven pages, which you can kind of see. Trying to show you. And for me, I hate the texture of it.
So listeners, are you a fan of deckled edges? And if you are, why? Why don't you tell us?
We'd love to hear your thoughts because we both hate them. So one series that we both love and have hardcovers of is the Everland trilogy by Wendy Spinell.
Yes. So it's a trilogy. The first book is Everland, the second book is Umberland, and the third book is Ozland. And it's a dystopian steampunk fairy tale retelling. Yep. So the first one is Peter Pan, the second one is Alice in Wonderland, and the third one is Wizard of Oz.
And, this series is so good that we were able to overlook the horrible edges.
Yes. It makes it hard to flip the pages for me.
It is. Some people find it really easy to flip the pages at the deckled edges.
I just get frustrated. I'm like, let me turn the page already.
Meanwhile, I accidentally flip 2-3 pages and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I missed something.
And then you can't get it to flip back. So a little bit about Everland is this book one in the Everland trilogy by Wendy Spinell.
It's dystopian steampunk Peter Pan with dual point of view.
And basically, there are children who are trying to live in a dystopian world where a virus has taken over the land, taking out the adults and most girls, and they have to learn to live as orphans and survive with everything working against them.
I flew through this series. And, that's saying something because I don't finish series. And I definitely don't read them, back to back to back.
Right. And for me, it was extra exciting and there was, extra motivation because I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland and Oz. So it was, hyped up for me in my mind. I'm going to, Wonderland and then, I get to go to Oz.
It was so good. So do you have any pet peeves when it comes to book settings or subgenres?
Typically, I'm not a fan of dystopian settings, but for whatever reason, this one worked for me. I think because they're so, gritty and depressing, it's just not my usual cup of tea.
I get that.
And I think the story itself being woven in with some of, like, my favorite fairy tales is probably how I was able to overlook it being that kind of depressing setting.
Yeah. Like, I don't know that I have any, honestly. Like, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there isn't anything that necessarily, like, bugs me about any particular one.
So can you think of any setting in a book that you should have loved, but it just didn't work for you?
I can think of two. Because, like, I love A Good Haunted House.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there are two books that I absolutely should have loved, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The first one being Just Like Home by Sarah J. Maas.
I really liked that one.
I thought I was going to love it.
I thought you were going to love it too.
I was so disappointed. And then also How to Sell a Haunted House by Gertie Hendricks.
Okay, I really liked that one as well.
It's no longer in my library. I have, like, all of his other books. Like, I wanted to like it, and it was good. It was slow, and it was boring. And I have this thing with horror books. Like, if I'm going to be reading it, I should not be bored. I should be scared or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to, like, wait for it to build and build and build to get there.
But sometimes that's what makes it so good.
No.
But then sometimes they build and build, and then the payoff isn't enough.
And that was the case.
But I feel like it was in How to Sell a Haunted House. There was a lot going on.
There was, but I also felt like I'd seen those elements in other books, and I didn't have to wait for that.
I had not encountered haunted puppets.
I hadn't come across haunted puppets, but haunted dolls were not.
So at least with the Everland trilogy, the books all match, and we had the same dreaded edges.
Yep.
But that's not the case for every series. Like with the Black Witch Chronicles, we both have some of the books with and some without the deckled edges.
I hate it so much. But, like, the Black Witch Chronicles is by Laurie Forrest, and it's a 5-book series. And, like, I absolutely loved the first book. And I bought, like, book 2 and book 4 in the series.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the edges of book 2 have made it so I have not picked it up, because book 2 is the one with deckled edges.
See, I have an incomplete set of those books, because I have, the half book, that, like, the prequel, and then I have book 1, I think I have book 3, and I think I have book 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm missing, like, important ones in the middle.
I'm missing books 3 and 5, as well as the half book.
So this book has, like, an academic setting, and it covers heavy topics like racism.
Mm-hmm. And it handled it really well. But, like, is it possible to buy both versions? Or was the decision made midway through the series in printing?
I wonder that, too.
Because, like, I ordered book 2 thinking it was going to have plain, normal edges. And I just sent deckled edges. Nowhere in the description does it say anything about what kind of edge it is.
Yeah, why is that? Because sometimes that's, like, a deciding factor. I know it is for us.
Yeah.
And I know when we found some of the books in the series at Ollie's, we found some of, like, the same book, and some of them had deckled edges and some of them did not.
I know, I was so confused. But I'm like, when you order online, you don't know what kind of edges you're going to get, and why doesn't it tell you?
Well, it's the same way with covers. Sometimes you'll order the picture of a certain cover and you'll be sent a different cover.
Yeah, which should not be a thing. False advertising.
Don't they know we want certain edges on our books?
And you want certain covers, and, like, you need to know.
You do, because I want them to match what I already have.
And buying things online, like, at thrift books and stuff, sometimes I've gotten sent, like, ex-library books, and I'm like, nowhere on the listing did it tell me anything about it being an ex-library.
Right, because it's like, okay, I wouldn't have bought it if that was the case.
That's a deal breaker, especially if I'm spending money.
Because they usually have stamps all over them, and the covers, like, sometimes super glued.
Yes, the dust jacket has been super glued to my books before, and, like, there's no change in that.
And sometimes they're, like, taped on there. Sometimes the projective jackets are, like, glued to the cover.
Yes.
And in the book. Like, sometimes you can make it pretty ex-library free. And other times not so much. It's, like, it's one with the book forever.
I have books that I need to upgrade because my jacket is glued to the book.
And we've already established that we do not like reading our books with the jackets on them.
I'm like, it's the worst thing ever. And, like, you don't notice right away, even if you're at the used bookstore, because you don't go around taking the jacket off all the books.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just assume, oh, it's removable.
Right.
No, it's not always removable.
I know. And there have also been times when we've been, like, in the used bookstores, and we go to look at a book, and we find that the cover does not match the book inside.
That's only happened a couple times.
So I feel like we do have to check.
Yeah, so just heads up, if you're shopping used, occasionally make sure that the jacket is on the right book. You may go home and be disappointed.
Be like, what is this? This isn't even the right book.
This isn't even the right genre.
So another pet peeve we have is when books have really hard to read font.
Yes.
So, this could be like the font's too big
or too small,
and having like really small margins, or the overall way the book is formatted can make it really hard to read. Yes.
And like, why is that? Like, you would think that they would check before like printing it. Mm-hmm. Just like, people have a hard time reading books sometimes. Mm-hmm.
I can think of 2 books, I think, off the top of my head, where I've had them for years on my shelf, and I, like, really want to read them because I know I will love them. But every time I pick it up, I'm just like, I flip through and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard to read, and I feel like it'll take me forever to read it. So they just have stayed on my shelf. So the first book that comes to mind is my copy of Death of a Fairy Tale by Emily Fluke. I don't know if this is just, like, my copy or if it's been changed since then or whatever, because, like I said, I've had it for a really long time. But it sounds so good. So it's book 1 in the Mary Fable mystery series, and she can solve any mystery except who wants to murder her and why they're leading her to her grandma's house. Okay. And it sounds really intriguing, but the font is so incredibly small, and there's virtually, like, no margins, that I just feel like I'm going to need a magnifying glass to read it. And I feel like it will take, like, you know, like 3 minutes to read each page or something. And I'm just like,
well, that's not ideal.
It feels like a commitment. But I know I'm going to love it. It sounds like everything I would like. It sounds like it would be kind of like a Red Riding Hood type mystery or something.
Yeah, I can see that being really good, but I can also completely understand why you haven't read it
yet. I showed you my copy, and you're just like, well, oh, that's one for you. So another one that I know I've had on my shelf for probably at least 5 years is The Gilded Mirror by K.E. Barden. This is book 1 in the Finding Ever After series, and Evelyn has only ever sought one thing, to avenge her father. So, when she's hired by the gorgeous huntsman, she's thrust into a dangerous and dark quest to find the lost Princess Snow. So that also sounds like everything I would love. Obviously, there's a theme of, like, fairy tales here. And I haven't picked it up because of formatting. And even though I've had it for years, it just seems like it would be really hard to read because it also has, like, no margins, super small font, a lot of words on every page, and I'm just like, why?
Not gonna lie, I've DNF'd so many books. Just like, I open it, I look at the formatting, and then it's gone out of my library because I'm like, I can't do it.
The only time that there's an exception is when it's like an arc that I'm sent to read, and it's not finalized, so I can't hold it against the book there. But
if it's a finished copy,
I'm just like, why is this? Why are they making it so hard for me to enjoy this?
Like, I won't read it. I will open it and I will DNF like first page.
I've kept these ones because I really do want to read them, and I'm just hoping I'll stumble across a copy that's easier to read.
Yeah.
One can hope. So along the same lines, I also can't stand it when books have like big sections or like the pages are italics.
Italics don't bother me.
I find it really hard to read, and I'm going to skip ahead for whatever reason. And I know this is the case for a lot of books when they'll have, like, memories, or they're dreaming, or, like, a letter, or something along those lines. It'll just be, like, pages or big sections that are just in italics, and I don't know why, but I find this so hard to read.
I can understand being hard to read, but I also understand why they choose italics for, like, memories and stuff. Because it makes it's a clear indicator without changing, like, drastically changing the font.
Right.
So, like, it makes sense.
So one book that I read recently where I struggled, like I really loved the book, but I did struggle to read because I had big sections of italics, was This Vicious Dream by Stasia Stark. Like the book was really, really good, but there were such big portions that were just written in italics, and I was like, oh my goodness. And they were important parts, so you couldn't skip them.
Yeah.
And I was just like so struggling to read through them.
I can just imagine you being like, italics, just skip ahead.
So it was like pages at a time, it felt like, and I was just like, why?
It's the most times I've heard you complain about books having italics. I'm like, that doesn't bother me. But here, I have a hard time with the typewriter font.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them, but when there's big spacing between the letters, I cannot read it.
It can sometimes be hard to tell where the next word starts.
And like, I don't understand why, but it's like impossible for me to read. I will just like DNF that book because I'm like, I can't read this.
I feel like I haven't encountered that very much.
I've had books that were all like the giant typewriter font.
But you read a lot more like mysteries than I do.
And that is usually mystery books.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can see that being like a key element in that kind of book.
Yeah, like, and I can understand that it's like aesthetically pleasing and matches the genre, but like, it needs to be reader friendly. And like, the same thing goes with like different colored fonts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the one that comes to mind is A.G. Howard. She uses different colored fonts in a lot of her fantasy books. Especially the Splintered series. Because each book is a different color font.
Which is very cool.
It is, but my goodness, it can be hard to read. Especially if you have, like, dimmer lighting. So Splintered is in green, Unhinged is in blue, and Ensnared is in red.
There's one in purple, I thought.
I think there is. I just don't know which one.
Because I feel like I have one with a severely correct spine in my prop closet that I use, and it has purple font.
That might be Unhinged. It might be like a bluish purple.
So that series is like an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And I can see how that could be hard to read. Like, I have them, but I haven't read them yet. I have read or listened to a good chunk of the first book, but I keep stopping because I don't like the audio of it, and so I just really need to pick up the series because I know I'm going to love it.
I think you will. Like, I parted with mine, and then I regretted getting rid of them, and then I've been trying to rebuy them. Like, I need to not just part with books thinking that I need space in my library, because I always regret it.
Yeah, a lot of the time. But it's like, I know I'm going to love it, because right under my obsession with The Wizard of Oz is my obsession with Alice in Wonderland. So I have quite a few retellings, and I don't know why I haven't picked that up yet.
Probably because I didn't sell you on the love triangle.
Maybe.
You know I hate a love triangle.
This is one series where I do not have like a matching set on my shelf because I have the half book and a hardcover, and the rest of them are paperbacks. But I've never come across like what I need in the other formats to make a match. I don't know if it's even possible.
I don't know that is.
Well, that's unfortunate. Why would I do that? Why would you put a half book and hardcover and only have paperbacks of the rest?
I don't know, but I need you to read that series.
I feature it a lot.
I know, I've been telling you to read it for years.
They have absolutely pretty, they like have really pretty covers.
They do. So something else that we really don't care for when it comes to like cover art is faceless characters. Like, why is that a thing?
It's something that I find a lot on romance books, especially.
But, like, why design a character to be faceless? Like, you have all the other details. Why not add the face?
Maybe so you can visualize yourself as the character?
But I can't.
Because then you could, like, give them a face in your mind, and you're not solely going off of what you've been shown.
But if it's, like, a cartoony cover, then why bother? Like, why not? I'm not going to see myself as a cartoon.
Like, you might.
But, like, I don't get it.
So, like, I've noticed this a lot, especially in my romance books lately. Yes. Like, is it, like, a new trend?
I think so. It's a current design trend that I hate so much.
Because one I recently noticed on my shelves where the characters have no face on the cover is My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. It's the cutest cover, but boy, do I wish they had faces. Yeah.
Sometimes I want to draw their faces on myself.
Well, this book was really cute because I just read it because it was one of the ones I wanted to read for Valentine's Day because it's February right now. And this is part of the Holiday with Heart romance series. It's a chance meeting, a hunky hockey player, a fake romance, hardly an ordinary day in the life of Poppy Hart. So the main female character, she has a struggling restaurant, and the male main character is a hockey player.
Okay.
So it was really cute.
It sounds like it.
I think you would actually really like it.
I did read my first hockey romance the other day, and I really enjoyed it.
And it doesn't have spice in it.
Oh, I love it when they're not spicy.
Yeah, so I think you would really like this one.
Yeah, but why can't they put a face on the cover?
I know, but when I was going through my shelves not that long ago, I was noticing that I feel like half of my romance books, the characters on the cover don't have faces. And I was like, why? So I can think of specifically some books on my shelves that do not have faces on the characters on the covers are Sarah Adams books.
Yep.
Because I know the cheat sheet, the rule book, the off limits rule, and the temporary roomie all do not have faces on the characters. And also the Love is Blind series by Daphne Bloom, which is a paranormal romance series. And they're really cute covers, but none of them have faces, and it really bothers me. So it would be so much cuter if they had faces.
I know, and what bugs me about the Sarah Adams books, some of them have faces, others don't. The different series, and I'm like, but the design style other than that is very similar.
And sometimes too, the cover design is so detailed. And it just looks odd to me when they have no face.
It looks unfinished.
It does, because I'm it's so detailed. Everywhere else has lines and all these little details, and I'm why don't they have faces?
And I get that drawing faces can sometimes be very difficult to get it right. But to not do it just seems wrong.
But that's their job. They're an artist. It's a couple when it's a character cartoon art. It's it's a couple lines.
I don't understand the trend. Just draw a face. So another pet peeve of ours is when the author photo takes up the entire back cover.
Oh, I hate that. I really hate it when I'm intrigued by the cover enough to look at the back to get an idea of what the book's about.
And you can't find out.
I can't. I just see a giant head. And then sometimes it's on the inside jacket, but a lot of times it's not.
No, sometimes the author head will be on their photo will be on the back cover, as well as you open it and look, there they are again.
Yes, or all of the information about the author. I'm I don't care. I care a little, but it's I want to know about the book more.
Oh, for me, a lot of the time, who the author is does not impact whether or not I buy a book, unless they're a favorite author. I don't need to know anything about the author. I don't know what most of my favorite authors look like. I don't know anything about them.
Right.
I don't care. I just care about the book.
Right. I know, and then sometimes you open the jacket and it's not information about the book or the author. It's just blurbs for the book.
This famous author loved this.
And I'm okay, that's great, but what's the book about?
But then again, we also don't care to know what the book is about, other than key points.
I just need to know enough.
I know, I just need a tropes list.
Why can't they just put tropes list on the inside cover or on the back? It would make it so much easier.
Just some people think the tropes list is spoilers.
But the summary isn't? The synopsis tells you everything. It tells you the twist half the time.
I don't understand.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Examples I can think of where are Danielle Steele books,
James Patterson,
and Janet Ivanovich. They're all notorious for this. And it's great. You're famous. You're really popular. Your head takes up the whole cover, but
and a lot of my Terry Blackstock books also have her.
Do they? It does seem like this is something for authors that have been around for a really long time and have a really long log of books.
And I can appreciate that they have made a name for themselves where they can have their photo as the back cover and people will just buy it because of that. But personally, I'd rather know about the book.
Yeah, I don't want to have to search and look it up and figure it all out otherwise.
But I have been seeing a trend on TikTok where libraries have been playing Go Fish with the author's photo.
Oh, I've seen that too. That looks like fun. We could probably do that.
And I also hate it when the author's name is bigger than the book title on the cover.
That can get confusing, especially if you're not familiar with the author. sometimes their name even could be a title. Like, it's confusing.
Like, I would much rather... I feel like the book title should always be the largest. Because that's, like, what the book is.
There have been so many times where I'd be like, Jamie, is this the author or is this the title?
Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy the one.
So another thing that we really can't stand is when books in a series are not labeled, like, the number of the book in the series.
Or what series it is.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to put a number on the spine?
Right. I really can't stand it when they're not clearly marked.
Yes.
Because I don't want to have to look it up online in the store to figure out, is this book 2? Is this book 3? Is this a trilogy? Is this the final book? Like,
and like sometimes there'll be a list inside, but not always.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't put them in the right order. They'll have them in the reverse order, which is also confusing because it's not clear.
Right. I think it should be on the spine, on the cover, somewhere
on the inside,
somewhere easy to see. And if it's a spin-off, make that clear too, please.
Even if it's in a series, but you can read it as a standalone, say so.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, do I have to read this in order? Does it matter? I need to know before I buy.
Right. Because I want to put them on my shelf and be able to know which order they go in. I want to be able to just grab it and see, like, oh, this is book 1, this is book 2, this is book 3.
The number of times I have read things in the wrong order because it was not clearly labeled, and Goodreads didn't tell me.
Right, because sometimes, like, online is wrong.
Sometimes it doesn't tell you it's in a series.
Right, and then I'm like, oh, I just read book 8? That's wonderful.
And, like,
no wonder I was confused.
With that, it depends on who listed the book and, like, made that listing. And sometimes the information is wrong. Like, you can't rely on that.
Right.
But if it's printed on the book, you know, unless there's a printing error, it's right. And, like, my Pretty Little Liar books, whoever owned them before me, they numbered them on the spine for me.
That's the previous owner. I know, I've encountered that with quite a few of my lengthy, like, cozy mystery series. They'll have the numbers written on them from the previous owner, and I'm like, oh, that's so helpful, and I don't have to figure out what order they go in.
But it's only helpful when the previous owner numbers them in the right order.
Right, I've had that happen. I think it was with my Magical Cat series by Sophie Kelly. That one was not correct in the way they numbered them.
Sometimes people make mistakes, and they misnumber the books, and you're blindly following the previous owner.
I appreciate the effort, though.
But I'm like, you're wrong!
So along the same lines, I really don't like it when a series don't have matching editions. Like, they have different artwork, or they're different heights, or paperback versus hardcover. I just can't stand it.
And like, sometimes, like, those changes happen mid, like, series.
Right.
And, like, there's no changing it. Like, you're committed to having an unmatching set forever.
Right, and then, like, if you are like us, where you have thousands of books, and you have to play, like, bookshelf Jenga to make everything fit at all times, like, you need, like, the height of the books to be level, consistent, so that you can stack books on top and not have them all wonky.
And, like, you can't always do that if books don't line up and they don't match. Or you have to make a complete sacrifice and have one book by that author completely show up somewhere else. And, like, who wants that? You want the author and the books in the series to be together.
I don't, but, like, why is this a thing? Like, I know sometimes, like, an indie book will get picked up by a publisher, or they change publishers so things are different.
Yeah.
But it's like, sometimes that isn't the case. And I'm like, why is it just, like, a smidge shorter than the other books in the series?
Just by, like, a centimeter.
Like, why does all of the books have, like, the number of the book in the series on the spine, but, like, one in the middle doesn't?
Yep. A decision was made.
Like, why is the font different on one book and in the series than the rest? Like, why do they do that?
I feel like it's usually me complaining about the font.
Well, you brought it to my attention, and now it bothers me!
We also don't like it when books have dog-eared pages or cracked spines.
Oh, cracked spines. It simply isn't done.
Right.
I literally cringe and want to cry when I see people, like, online, just, like, like, cracking it. They're like, it's a brand new book, I'm gonna crack the spine open.
No.
Like,
don't do it!
I can appreciate that it might be more comfortable to read.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've bought some used that came that way, or in Little Free Libraries I've gotten some, and it's like, oh, this is painful, but it is more comfortable to read.
Yeah, but also, like, deforms the book forever.
Yeah. Like, at least with Dog Earring, unless it's like a vintage book, because sometimes the pages are so brittle that if you try and undog ear it, they will just fall off.
Yes, but like, why not just use a bookmark?
Right. But at least with Dog Earring, for the most part, it's kind of reversible, whereas with a cracked spine, you can't undo that.
Yeah. But still, bookmarks are there for a reason.
You could use like a piece of toilet paper or a receipt or like anything around you that you could use. You could use a leaf for Pete's sake. Like, why fold the pages?
But there are so many different kinds of bookmarks too.
Oh, yes. There are so many different pretty options. And like, there's the magnetic ones. There's metal ones, fabric ones, paper ones with different themes. There's ones with like dangling beads and things hanging from them.
So what's your favorite kind of bookmark?
It used to be like the cute magnetic ones.
Same. Because
it made it hard to lose your place. Like, because I'm notorious for dropping my book and stuff, you know? And then your bookmark falls out. That didn't happen with magnetic ones.
I know. I used to love the magnetic ones so much, but I would find myself when I'm reading playing with it, which would break it over time.
Yes.
Because they would just like snap and then I have 2 pieces of magnet.
Yes, I know. Like... That is exactly why I stopped using them.
Yep.
I still hoard them.
Oh yeah, I have a huge collection.
I have like mugs full laying around. And I have like a lot of Wizard of Oz ones and different things, but I don't use them very much.
Yeah.
I feel like mostly now I use like thick cardstocky ones, and you're usually like themed ones.
I feel like my metal bookmarks are some of my favorites, but I don't use them very often. Because they're very thick.
So it leaves like, indents in the pages.
But like, I love the way they feel and the way they look. And like, they're my favorites, but not to use.
Yeah, I know. I have a lot. I have like a whole mug full of ones that I love, but I can't really use because my cats will destroy them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be carrying it around in the book and drawing attention to my book for my cat to nibble the edges. And like, there's beads and metal pieces. I don't want them chomping on it and taking it.
Yeah, I would say my favorite are the ones that I've colored myself.
Oh, those are fun
ones. The ones that I colored with markers.
I color those, but I have never actually used one.
That is like my primary bookmark. All the ones I colored. I have ones in like every color combo at this point.
I have a few favorites that I use. One is like winter cats that our friend Beth gave us. We each got one. I use that one a lot. And then I have like a whole stack that our mom got me for Christmas, and it's like they're like look like little bookish tickets, and there's like one for each genre, so I kind of match it to whatever I'm reading.
Oh, but I have so many bookmarks. I feel like I never use the same one twice, like in back to back.
It's fun. It's fun to pick out your bookmark and match it to your book.
Part of the reason why I love physical books so much is I get to pick my bookmark.
So what do you think is the driving force to have the desire to crack a book spine, and what did the book ever do to you?
Like, I can understand, like, wanting the cracked spine and how it makes it easier to read. I get that. But, like, don't do it.
I know I've seen lots of people for, like, the really thick floppy books where they're like spine train the book.
Yes.
So, you know, like they open the book and little by little and kind of flex it open so it doesn't crack the spine, but it's more flexible.
I have tried that and the spine still cracks. Like, I think it depends on like what kind of binding it has and like
the material of the cover, I'm sure has a big impact.
But like sometimes even just like barely reading a book will crack the spine. And I hate it so much.
Like some books like Cozy Mysteries, I feel like I've never found one that didn't have a cracked spine, to be honest. And even ones that are like brand new after time, I'm like, I haven't even opened this book and its spine is like all weird. Yes. I'm like, I haven't even opened it yet.
But they make great photo props when they do have cracked spines.
See, I don't even have any like that flop open and fan like that.
Yes, like my Cozy Mysteries will fan out. And if a book has the cracked spine and it's one of the more floppy ones, it is great for having a book laid open.
I have some that will lay flat open.
So, another perk, but like
But they're not
the books I read.
No, they're just ones that are used for props.
Like
or they're tucked in my cozy mystery drawers.
Like, I read them once, and now I just use them as props.
So, if you had to choose between folding your pages to keep track of where you left off instead of using a bookmark, or cracking the spine on all of your books, which would you choose?
I would choose to dog ear. Because a lot of times when I'm reading, I binge read, or I read very much in, like, very small, like, in a sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would only have to dog ear, like, a couple pages before I finish a book.
Right.
Whereas, like, if I crack the spine, that is a permanent thing.
Yeah.
And dog ear, it's reversible. Like, not entirely, but for the most part.
Could you choose to not do either? Could you just memorize what page you're on each time you stop? And is that cheating?
I feel like that's cheating.
Well, then I would choose to dog ear a page. But that would also bother me because I feel like I read a chapter or 2 or 3 and then I go do stuff around the house. Mm-hmm. And then, so I feel like I would have a lot of pages dog ear.
But I do appreciate, like, when we buy used books and, like, the previous owner dog-eared, like, a page or 2.
And they undog-eared them.
Mm-hmm. Or you just know how much they read. Like, oh, they must have DNF'd, like, within the first few bits.
Or they had a sprint.
Or they binge read it. Just like, why did they only dog-ear page 30?
There have been some that I've gotten where, like, literally every other page was dog-eared. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? And they were all left that way.
Like, what do you do? Do you read a page, quit? Read a page, quit?
Page a day. Like, at that point, why? Why would you do that?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand either. So one of the most irritating things that comes on a book is, like, a permanent sticker.
Yes. Any sticker on the cover.
Okay.
The permanent ones are the worst.
Right, because at least without it being permanent, you can remove it. Sometimes it will leave a residue or discoloration, though.
Mm-hmm. I've had stickers that I've pulled off completely destroy my cover.
Oh, yeah. Because sometimes they'll put it on, like, the foiling on the words or something.
Yeah.
And it just takes all of it off. And I'm like, why? Or on, like, the flexi-bounds.
Yes.
Completely ruins the coloring.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you have to put a cover or a sticker on a book, put it on the back. That way, if it does damage the book, it's not as big a deal.
It's still a big deal.
It is. But at least you can still use the cover.
Yes.
And, like, feature it.
But not everybody has books and uses them for that purpose like we do.
Also true.
But I think it would still bother me because knowing I spent like $30 on the book. Because that's how much books are now.
And, like, one sticker can destroy it.
Yes. Even with using, like, the hairdryer or Goo Gone or different things that we've tried, like the plastic razors and different things to get it, it still sometimes damages the book. It'll leave an indent or a discolored spot, or it will remove the coloring, or leave permanent residue.
The really sticky stickers can tear the jacket.
Yes.
Like, you'll be so gentle, and next thing you know, a whole chunk of the book cover is missing with your sticker.
Yeah.
And you can do every precaution possible, and it's still messed up.
Yeah. There are times where it's like, how many times could you go over it with Goo Gone, and it is still sticky? Especially on those ones where they're, like, kind of like a buttery soft jacket.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, why? Why? I can't get it to not be sticky.
And ex-library stickers.
Oh, those ones.
They, like, dissolve.
They disintegrate. Because we've tried this so many times to get those white ones off the spine. Like, the white ones with, like, the lettering, the numbers of the book and everything.
Everything's covered in, like, a chalky residue.
Yeah.
That doesn't come off, and it's, like, permanently sticky.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah. And then it's always towards the bottom of the jacket, so it always tears. Or the Goo Gone gets, like, underneath at the bottom, and then it's permanently discolored on the inside. I'm like, why? It's damaged forever.
But, like, the permanent ones are there forever. Like, there is no removing it, just as part of the design.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't care if it was on Netflix or Hulu. I don't care. I don't care if you're in Reese's book club. I don't care. I just want that off the cover.
Like, I appreciate that, like, they're trying to let you know. That way you have that information. But why can't it be removable?
I don't know.
Why not put that information on the back cover? Or on the inside? Why does it have to be permanently on the cover?
Right. I know, because there are some, like, your,
Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, Netflix adapted them, and the Netflix sticker is permanently on the cover, part of the design. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. So another pet peeve is, like, it's, like, hard to explain, but I both appreciate and hate it.
Yes.
Is the 2-in-1 books that you, like, flip over. Like, an example would be this Leah Riley book. So you have, like, Head Coach, and then you have to flip it over for Virgin Territory. Yep. So I can't stand it because one side of the cover will always have the barcode. Yep. And, like, the stickers and all the things. And then the other side looks kind of normal, but it's like, which side how do you shelve such a thing? How do you choose? And then it's like, which one is
well, you follow whatever direction the spine is going, and you line it up with the rest of your books.
But I know there's another book in there, and it's upside down. I know this.
And what drives me nuts is the Nancy Drew 2-in-1.
Yes.
The Secret of the Old Clock and the Hidden Staircase. Because when you have it on the spine correctly, or on the shelf correctly, book 2 comes before book 1. Yep. Not okay.
No.
Like, why couldn't they design so book 1 was, like, on the spine first? But then that would be matched up with Hidden Staircase on the side. So, like, it has problems.
Like, I appreciate that it has multiple books in it. I really do. It's a great idea. And I know when we first encountered things like this, we were so excited. And then once we brought it home, we were like, oh, it's not as cool as I thought.
Like, I understand that they wanted it to flip so you would have both covers. I get that. But I would much rather them be going the same direction when you're reading it. Yes. So you go from book 1 to book 2. No flipping involved. Yeah. That's all I ask.
It's a tall order, JB. So let us know which of the things we discussed in this episode bother you. We can't be alone in all these things.
I know, we have so many Bookish Pet Peeves.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Bookish Sisters Podcast. Make sure to tune in on May 18th for our next episode. Happy reading!